Hi everyone, I'm Jack Red, and I am remaking a video that I probably made before, but I'm going to make it again. Top 5 worst Sonic games. I'm keeping the best the same because, I kind of agree that that's how accurate it was probably for that one, so. I'm just moving the thing real fast, so I'm sorry about that. I noticed that my camera is now experiencing problems, so I apologize for that too. Basically, I feel that there was really two reasons why I'm making this. One, I wasn't too sure what games should have been on the list. I know I had probably about 3 titles on there that I really wanted on the list, but that's about as far as I went. The other one is that one particular title I'm surprised I didn't really feel made the list, so I was just like, okay, I'm going to remake this list, and then I'm going to express how bad each title is. So, let's get down to it. Number 5 was Sonic the Hedgehog 4. It's a pirate game released for the Super Nintendo, and let me tell you, it was basically a ROM hack released on the cartridge of Speed Gonzales on the console, and they basically altered it to be a Sonic game, but with also you're saving Mario. Yeah, you're probably wondering how crappy this game is. It's very crappy. In fact, if you see this one guy video on the whole entire game, he does this one level twice because the first time he hits this button and the game froze on him. And then the second time he actually found a way around it and beat the game, and it went on to beat the game. So it shows you that there's actually another way you can actually beat that level and not have your game freeze and then restart, and then it just sucks. Let's see. Another reason this sucks is that they actually use in the American cartridge reused parts of the cartridge pictures of Sonic 3. It just was so bad. It was horribly cut. You can actually tell this game was going to be a ripoff. And you know what? It was. The bosses did not even resemble Sonic. They resembled what the game, it was a ROM hack of. It didn't even have story. You were like, oh, what's the story? I don't know. Unless you play Speed Gonzales, you know what the story is. But no, you don't know what the story in this game is. So it just pisses you off. I found about this game. I actually played it by accident through an emulator, and let me tell you, I do not like this game at all. I was getting pissed. I thought it was one of the worst ROM hacks ever. And since it was released cartridge, it's actually perfectly safe for me to put it on this list. So it sucks. Number 4 is Sonic the Hedgehog for the 360 and the PlayStation 3. Why? Because one team was working on 2 versions, and apparently they should have had another team to work on it. Shared ideas with each other, and then it would have been better. It's seriously, it would have been a lot better. Basically, the glitches, came out of nowhere at times. Playing some levels, man, you can easily fall through the level and die, and you don't need to. Talking to people is completely unoriginal, it just sucks. I mean, how Sonic Unleashed did that was slightly better, but just not as good. As probably, if they actually did that for, I think, Sonic Adventure. Yeah, Sonic Adventure, you could talk to people and you could actually hear the responses, It's just, that's how you should play the Sonic game. I mean, Sonic Adventure really set the stage for a lot of Sonic games, and I'm disappointed that Sega is not doing that good of a job anymore, so. It's just, I had high expectations for this time when I bought it. I heard a lot of bad things about it. I actually experimented with it back when I had it, and got it. It was bad. Number 3, I had an emulator. Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis. Worst port ever. The worst Sega port I have ever seen. Well, just the worst Sonic overall, because for a port, because you just expect it to be good because it's a GBA and they ported some of the classic games and they just didn't do a good job of Sonic. One interesting up is they give you an anniversary mode which adds the speed dash, so that's actually one good thing about the game. Everything else about the game, I'm sorry, it sucks. The sound problems, it's kind of similar to the PlayStation 2 port of Sonic Mega Collection Plus, but 10 times worse. And the fact that you can't go too fast on the screen when you gotta wait for it to scroll, and it takes like nearly forever, It's mentioned if they do like speedruns on this game, it would have been twice as long as the normal Sonic game. Seriously, it would have took twice as long for that reason alone. It just sucks. It just, what the hell were they thinking? They could have made this a really good top seller, and they just fucked it up all the way. Number two was originally my number one on the list, but if I'm thinking about it, one title deserves more. Sorry about that. Sonic Labyrinth, a broken Sonic Spinball with no jump whatsoever. You gotta find 3 keys, get to the exit. The bosses really suck. What else can I really say about this without going over? The level design just sucked. The enemies sucked. Everything about the game sucked. And you would think this would be the worst. Oh boy, you're in for a shock. Because the number one choice I have for this was the very game I hated through my childhood. The only bad Sonic game I played in my childhood, Sonic Spinball. Oh my freaking god. Yep, time to bring it up. Oh Christ. I just don't believe it. Look at Sonic Pinball Party and look at the 2 pinball games you can play in Sonic Adventure. That is how the pinball games should be played with Sonic. This, however, was complete garbage. They even made one comic on it. You know, it just wasn't that good. Here's the reason behind this piece of crap game. The reason it was made was because they had to push Sonic 3 back a year. This is before they made the decision to split the game in half between Sonic 3 and Sonic & Knuckles. So basically, they had an idea they wanted to make it like a pinball game based off of Spring Yard Zone of the first game and kind of like Casino Night of the second game. But, you know, how they executed was very poorly. You can tell the team had a little idea what they were doing, but they weren't that good. And it was the American developers, too, of Sonic 2, so I was really disappointed with them. And what makes this worse is this was the first one to be based on a Sonic cartoon, and it didn't really do too much to really get us into the game or the spirit of the cartoon. It really didn't. The one after it, the Underground Beam Machine, kind of does. You know, it was really good. This one was just too damn hard. It just took forever to get the Chaos Emeralds. I'll be honest, when I was playing the Sonic games, I tried my best not to get the Chaos Emeralds, and I did a good job not getting one. Why? Mainly because I just wanted to get the game done and over with. This, however, I have no choice but to get the Chaos Emeralds, and it's so annoying. And what's even worse, the bosses suck more ass in this game than they did in the previous game, Sonic Labyrinth. They were that bad. They couldn't even hurt you directly. It just, wow, they suck. And the fact that Thunder Bonnie actually says on the last level, smell my socks? Who wrote that? I mean, come on. And the fact that if you don't move, you get, yo, move it. You know, it's just, the game to me was like an insult. Yeah, big slap in the face. Oh yeah, you expected a good Sonic game. Well, we just ripped you off. Ha 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 ha. There goes your money. Well, yeah, that's basically what happened. It was just a big misunderstanding. And another interesting note is that the original band that did the Sonic 2 song, maybe the first one, was basically unaware that the Sega, the team behind Sonic Spinball, was working on it and had their music in there, and they were unaware that they were going to pay, basically have Sega pay more than they were going to bargain for, and basically at the last moment they got Howard Darskin, who's known to do a couple of the most popular Sega Genesis games, the Ooze, Comic Zone, Sonic and Knuckles. He even did the song and some of the songs in Blade Trinity. It was like, wow, this guy's good. You know, he was really good. I gotta say the best thing about Sonic Spinball really was the music, without question. Everything else in the game was annoying. Even how you die was annoying. Oh yeah. The only way you can really die in this game is if you fall down and basically fall in those pits. You know, the danger zone. If you hit them, boom, and you get the sound like, it's kind of like that. It's just not as bad. Okay, a little worse, but just not as bad. So I'm Jack Reno. If you enjoyed the video, and see you all later.